Right. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the third session of the first free online breathwork with Rajyogi program. The first session was about belly breathing. Second session was about the basic aspects of Hanuman Master Breath. आशा करता हूं, आई ट्रस्ट कि आप लोगों ने ये दोनों चीजें अच्छे से समझ ली और सीख ली. यदि इसमें कोई डिफिकल्टी, इफ यू हैड एनी डिफिकल्टी विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग और विद द प्रैक्टिस, take advantage of my presence so I can clarify things for you. If you have learned it, understood, and you can practice or you have practiced a few days, that's very good, but it has to be a regular practice. Breath work on its own is a very powerful process or a technique. Life begins with the first breath, it ends with the last one. But in between, I'll just mute everybody. In in between, while one is living, there is a lot that the breath can do. The word spiritual or spirituality, इसका जो Latin word है, it comes from spirare or spiritus. उसका अर्थ breathing से है. So spirituality is actually very closely connected with breath. In Buddhism, in meditation especially, actually even in Sanatan Dharma, lot of the meditation is connected with your breath. If you start watching your breath, it takes you into a meditative zone. I've written many articles about the role of the mind, emotions, ego, etc., and how breath helps to calm these down, and so on. So those articles are available on my website www.powerofbreath.in. उसमें आप चेक कर सकते हो. उसके अलावा अलग अलग ग्रुप्स वगैरह में भी डालते रहता हूँ. तो आई थिंक यू ऑल आर इन द ब्रेथ वर्क विद राजयोगी ग्रुप. उसमें भी sometimes you will see it, and in case somebody brings it up or something, and if I share it once again, you'll get it, no problem with that. So if you want to start on your spiritual journey, if you're not clear, because today I was talking to somebody and they seem to have a little difficulty with the concept of spirituality or where to begin their spiritual path or journey or move, best thing to do is connect with your breath. Like I just said, breath in any way is connected with spirituality. The origin of the word itself is connected with spirituality, number one. Number two, when, see, normally any mental issues, whatever mental problems we may have, they are usually connected with either the past or the future. Either we are having some regrets or negative thoughts about something that may have happened in the past, or sound is not clear. I'm sorry. Is anybody else having problem with my sound?
It's
Is the
perfect, sir.
sound? It's perfect? Okay. Samviji, then maybe it's something to do with your connection. Yeah. So when the mind sometimes goes into the past because of whatever has happened in the past, or it jumps into the future because it's concerned, worried, stressed about what may or may not happen. Breath happens in the present moment. So if you are focused on your breath, your attention is on the present moment, number one. When your attention is on the present moment, on your breath, your mind cannot play too many games. So your mind will begin to settle down. So therefore, connecting with your breath, becoming a breath watcher. Just say when you started with belly breathing does not become a habit in one day. It takes a little time. How do you know belly breathing is happening? Or are we moving towards belly breathing? Simply by being aware of how your breath is flowing through you. You learn the practice. I've already shared the video. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer. So if you have if you notice how your breath is happening, whether belly breathing is happening or not, if you keep bringing your attention to it, slowly your system will become used to belly breathing. In the process, you may also become a breath watcher. If you become a breath watcher, lot of your drama created by the mind can settle down. Mind is not a bad thing. It's a very powerful thing. Problem with the mind is it's a very powerful thing, like a sword. It's a powerful thing. But if we do not know how to use it, it can hurt us. It can injure us. And that is what is happening to most people. They do not know how to use the power of their mind. Their mind starts working against them. Instead of bringing happiness, joy, fulfillment, their mind creates pains, etc. for them. We will discuss this later as and when questions come up. But for the moment, we just have to spend a few minutes with Alok ji and Vrishali ji, who were sharing something before we started the recording. So let me just give a couple of minutes to Vrishali ji, whom I interrupted first. Vrishali ji, would you like to come and repeat whatever you were saying? But let's keep it short. Yeah, Shelly ji, Jai Radha Krishna ji. Vrishali ji, you'll have to unmute.
Right,
Ji,
so
ji.
depression and anxiety.
Hmm,
And thanks to my mentor, she guided me towards you
hmm.
to learn belly breathing.
Thank you.
I have not mastered it as
Mm,
such, but I have been doing it for last 8 days,
mm,
and I have observed myself
mm,
in getting less anxious about the
mm,
things which
mm,
I usually get super anxious about. जो
mm.
छोटी छोटी जो दिन भर की कोई कोई चीजें हैं, काम से रिलेटेड है, हेल्थ से
Very good.
रिलेटेड है,
Very good.
एंड पेन से रिलेटेड है, बट
Mm,
आई थिंक आई एम बीइंग मोर कॉन्शियस अबाउट इट, and it is helping me to get, I don't know how it happens,
mm.
but it is reduced. Anxiety levels have
Mm.
remarkably come down.
Excellent, Vishalji. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you will inspire many people. In that first video on belly breathing, I have explained in detail what happens when you belly breathe, and how the body comprises of two basic systems, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. They are both part of the autonomic nervous system, and so on. We've gone into details there. I will not spend more time talking about that because it's already on record. It's in the first video. You can take a look. But yes, as Vrishaliji has mentioned, simply by becoming a belly breather to start with, your anxiety levels will come down. That will also help you deal with depression and related issues. Please remember one thing: many of these issues connected with different kinds of emotions are because our energy is stuck in a lower chakra or in a certain chakra. It's not able to move from there. Therefore, we continue to experience the same kind of things again and again. But again, I've written about this, I've shared articles, and you'll find them either on the website www.powerofbreath.in, or also on my Facebook and WhatsApp groups as well. So we can, if anybody has any questions, I'll be very glad to answer them when they come. But for now, let us bring our focus back to belly breathing, Hanuman Master Breath. Just a minute with Alok ji, and then we'll continue. Yes, Alok ji.
Sir, I have been doing this belly breathing for I think for past 1 month. So by seeing your videos on YouTube.
Ji,
So, but when I last week when I started initial Hanuman Master Breath,
ji.
when I exhale, the we have to feel this
Breath up the
sensation.
spine.
Yeah, along with the up the spine. So
Hmm,
from the toe to the middle of the spine, I am
hmm,
feeling some heat sensation. But from the
hmm,
middle of the spine up to the neck level,
hmm,
or a little above, I am feeling a little mild sensation, but the heat sensation
hmm,
is not coming up.
hmm,
Yeah.
hmm. So, a brief answer to this very interesting point is, think of your breath as a carrier of energy. Think of it as a packaging inside which there is energy. Your breath brings in a lot of energy into your body. So, what he is experiencing is the flow of energy. This energy is what drives everything that happens in the body. Like we discussed earlier, two things: Shiva and Shakti. Shiva means consciousness, Shakti, of course, is energy. When these two are present in anything, in any living thing, life happens. If either of these are absent, life cannot happen, or at least life cannot happen the way we are aware of it, what we call life. So presence of both being reasonably active. Then we have a very interesting concept in Sanatan Dharma, where we say Shiva, Shiva consciousness, Shakti energy. But they say Shiva without Shakti, Shiva without Shakti is like Shava, like a dead body. So Shiv is the Mahadev, he's Devon ka Dev, he's the big guy out there. Yet for him, we say that Shiv without Shakti is like Shava. He's never without Shakti, he's always with Shakti. But it's a way of saying that even Shiv without Shakti would be nothing. Now, Shakti on its own, as you have seen in many stories that are shared in Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, etc., many of these stories explain how Shakti always goes towards Shiva, consciousness. Shakti is always moving towards Shiva or consciousness. Number one. Number two, very, very important thing, if you understand what I'm trying to say exactly, as your higher consciousness becomes active, as it becomes more and more available to you, you become the lord of whatever is around you. Lord, in the sense, in some ways, you begin to dominate over whatever is around you. Higher the consciousness, easier the life. So you will find wherever there is lower consciousness, most of the energy is spent on somehow making a living, somehow trying to survive. But as consciousness begins to rise, then simply by the presence of that awareness, simply by the presence of that consciousness, the act of living, the act of surviving becomes much, much easier. And the quality of survival becomes easier as well. There are so many living creatures on earth, but human beings with a relatively higher level of consciousness, we dominate over all other living creatures. All other living creatures on earth, we dominate over them. So, for example, we ride a donkey, but a donkey does not ride us. Just to make a point. So we dominate over all of these other forms of life. Whether we are right in this or whether we are wrong in this, that's another matter. That can be discussed separately. But the fact is that our consciousness is higher. We do this. Human beings alone have the ability to consciously raise their consciousness. So if you are able to move your energy higher, if you are able to constantly move your energy higher, you will be able to access higher and still higher levels of consciousness. The As your consciousness begins to rise, as the higher consciousness becomes more and more active in you, your life will undergo a huge metamorphosis, a huge change, a huge transformation. Hanuman Master Breath is probably the easiest technique available. I repeat, Hanuman Master Breath is probably the easiest technique available to raise your energy so that it can activate higher levels of consciousness. Hanuman Master Breath works by touching, moving, cleansing, clearing your Sushumna. It starts moving there. So, in the last session, when we said, as you breathe out, bring your attention to the tailbone, allow your breath to move up the spine, your out breath. Very simple. Very simple. Bring your attention to the end of the tailbone. The tailbone is like a small comma. It ends just behind the anal opening. That's where the tailbone ends. Bring your attention to that. Allow your out breath to move up the spine. That's it. The moment you start doing this, you begin to access your Sushumna Nadi. As your Sushumna Nadi begins to get activated, it works its way through all the major chakras in the body. Each chakra is like a level of consciousness. But to get the best results of Hanuman Master Breath, your system needs to be at ease. You need to be relaxed. You need to be very, very much at ease. The first part, the belly breathing that we started with, aims to get you to a level of ease, to a position of ease, so that now, as you start your Hanuman Master Breath, your breath can move a little more easily up the spine. So just take a few minutes, be with your breath, be very relaxed. Try to keep your tongue touching the roof of your mouth and allow belly breathing to happen for a couple of cycles, a couple of breaths in and out, in and out, in and out. Number one. Number two, after that, staying very relaxed, see if you can channel your out breath up the spine. Do this much, please, for now. Yeah, the YouTube link, my YouTube link, and the website link have been shared in the chat window. So you can take a look there if you want to see it. Just save it so that you can visit it and check it whenever you want. So two things now, belly breathing and the first part of the Hanuman Master Breath. See if it is happening and observe whatever is happening inside you.
ब्रेथ हनुमान मास्टर ब्रेथ पे कैसे करना है, एक बार आप फिर से प्लीज.
Yes, yes, sure, sure. So remember, in the first part of Hanuman Master Breath, what we call the basic level of Hanuman Master Breath, take a full breath. The more, but a relaxed breath. Take a full breath. Stop for a moment. Don't do anything. Just bring your attention to the end of the tailbone. Bring your attention there and allow, as if your mind gives a command to your system to allow the out breath to move from the tailbone up along the spine. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Very simple. See if you can do it. Try it for a few minutes. Do it a couple of times. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Shamji, I think you're trying to say something, but I can't hear you because I think your audio is not connected. So I don't know what you were saying because I can't hear anything at all. But I know from your movement that you're trying to say. That is Shamji, Shyam. Shamji. For some reason, your audio wasn't coming through. So do it a couple of times and share if you have anything to share with me. Can we practice Hanuman breath by lying down? Yes, yes, you can do that. No problem. But I think sitting will be easier to do whatever we are doing now. But if required, I'll also get you to practice with you lying on the back. But for the moment, try to see if you can channel it up the spine, because most of the time when we are conscious, we are sitting or our spine is erect. And it's a good way to learn so that you can do it whenever you are awake or most of the time that you are awake. Now, as you learn to do this and we go deeper into Hanuman Master Breath, I will also try to share with you techniques so that you can use the power of the Hanuman Master Breath not only to help you spiritually, not only to help you raise your consciousness and so on, but also to help you heal yourself. Hanuman Master Breath has helped me heal many different conditions, many different illnesses, and so on. And whatever I have experienced, I know, that this happens. But there may be certain conditions that I have not experienced myself, but I should be able to guide, at least to some extent, how you can use the Hanuman Master Breath to help with those conditions. But practice makes perfect. Knowing a thing intellectually has zero value unless you know how to put it into practice. So intellectual knowledge has zero value unless you are able to, you know, make practical use of it. Somebody's asking whether there should be a count of 7 for the breath. See, we are not doing specific pranayam techniques, etc. Sandhya Nitinji. Yeah, we are not doing specific pranayam techniques, so it doesn't matter what the counts are. Here, our focus is on the system, how to get those parts of the system active that may not have been active, or that may never have been active, or that may not have been active enough. So we are trying to access those parts of our pranamay kosh in that sense, usually we don't have any connection with or control over. So we are trying to get the breath moving in ways, energy moving in ways that this system becomes more easily accessed and operational. I hope that answers your question, Sandhya Nitinji.
Thank you, sir. So basically,
Ji.
getting awareness of all the chakras, that
Hmm.
is what we are doing. That's
No. At the moment, that is not what we are doing. At the moment, all we are doing is trying to access our Sushumna Nadi, trying to access it, trying to move energy along the
okay,
Sushumna with the intention of first working on it, cleansing it, getting it to be more and more and more available, more and more active, so that over time it becomes just a more intrinsic part of our breathwork techniques. Very often people think breathwork is, something that you do like pranayam techniques that you do normally. You do it for a few minutes and that's the end of the story. It's not like that. The techniques that we are sharing here, for example, the belly breathing and now the Hanuman Master Breath, there's no reason why you can't do this all the time. It won't hurt you. You can do it empty stomach, you can do it with a full stomach, you can do it at any time. Kapil
got it.
ji's
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
yeah, Kapil ji, you have your hand raised. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Actually, once I attended a session, not a session, but I was watching a YouTube video of Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Ji. Hmm.
And in that case, they ask, when we focus on tailbone, they ask to do mool bandh also.
Okay. See, different people have different techniques. I'm not going to comment on what others do.
No, I don't want
Yeah.
you to
Hmm.
comment, but
Ji.
is it exactly same technique or?
Is it? Is it? Tell me. You tell me. Is it the same?
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
done both.
No, actually, I joined session late.
Okay.
So
From whatever you heard, no, it's not the same. I've never done
what
anything
they are
connected
doing,
with Joe.
I tell you what they are doing. I have to keep focus there. Then I have to hold the breath. I have to take energy to the crown,
Hmm.
and there
See,
must be a moolban.
this is where the problem is.
Yeah.
Unless your Sushumna is cleared, and if you try to do some of these practices, your energy could easily get stuck somewhere. So you might have, I don't know if this is true, but you might have heard of instances where there have been some accidents connected with this kind of work. We don't want to get into that. Our system is a very Sahaj system, like the
Mhm.
Sahaj yoga in that sense. We are just simply easily working. We are not fighting with our system. We are working on it gently, slowly over time, so that we ease into it. The intention is not to show how we are you know great yogis, or can you imagine accessing your crown chakra in 3 days of breath work? You're asking for trouble, sir. You don't do this. At least that's not the way I understand. However, if others are doing it, if their participants, their practitioners are happy with it, so be it. There are so many paths. That is one path. It may work for some.
Okay, I got the point.
Ji, 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 Shama
Thank
ji.
you.
Ji. Yeah, welcome. जी श्यामा
ये
जी।
व्हाट आई फेल्ट वाज, इनका जो क्वेश्चन था, क्या हुआ
हम्म,
आपने जब बोला ना ये देरी से ज्वाइन किए हैं, आपने बोला कि आप सांस लेके रोक के तब आप उसको मूलाधार से एक्सेल करिए, तो आपने जो रोकने का कहा ना, इन्होंने वो मूल बंद समझ लिया. दैट्स व्हाट आई फेल्ट, बिकॉज उन्होंने किसी और से सुना हुआ था. एक्चुअली आपका मीनिंग ये नहीं था कि बंद करना. फॉर अ सेकेंड you just be aware and then you let the breath out. Is that what you were telling us?
That's all.
Right?
No. My question was different. Yeah, my question was when I have to take breath, then I have to make a mool band, then I have to hold the breath till crown. That was their procedure.
So be that as it may.
Yeah,
आपको वो
yeah.
पसंद आता, by all
It's
means आप practice
no,
करो.
no.
I have no.
It's all clear.
जी,
This
जी,
this was a question only.
जी,
So
जी,
I have to make my understanding more.
जी, जी. Very good.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
No, not at all. Anybody else? Any question? Anything that needs clarification or clarity? Please go ahead and ask. So are you clear? First part is learning to belly breathe. Belly breathe brings your system to a certain level of ease. When your system is at a certain level of ease, we can proceed deeper. We can dive deeper. What are we now diving with? We are diving with what we call the Hanuman Master Breath. The major thing that the Hanuman Master Breath accomplishes is it gets your energy to start moving up the Sushumna. It starts to move up the Sushumna, clearing the pathway so that whenever energy is ready to move up, it has a very clear path to move. If the Sushumna is not cleansed, if it is not cleared, and if we try to force our Kundalini energy up the spine, accidents happen, energy gets stuck. So you will find people who do some of these practices and then they start behaving very, very oddly. They get all kinds of hallucinations or all kinds of strange ideas and so on. And instead of helping one along the path, it can work quite to the reverse. So that can be a danger of many of these Kundalini practices. Therefore, I basically avoid using too much of the word Kundalini except in the Swatantra Kriya program. Otherwise, I don't talk too much about it. I'm just showing you techniques so that you are able to get your energy to move up the spine, up the Sushumna, and in the process, clear it. Like I said also in one of the earlier sessions, for our purposes, we want this energy to constantly move up the spine. We don't want it to move down the spine. So be clear about that. Any question? Are we ready to dive deeper? Anybody, any question? Shall we dive deeper? Okay. Remember, once again, I'll repeat. Knowing about these practices is worth nothing. It's only by doing them that you will get results. So in the morning, in the group, I'd asked how many of you are doing these practices. Unfortunately, I did not get too many positive answers. There were 13, 14, but most of them were for belly breathing. So there were not too many people who said they were doing the Hanuman Master Breath or practicing the Hanuman Master Breath. It's only when you do it, when you practice it regularly, that you will get results. So it's up to you how well you choose to use whatever you've learned here. तो एक दो बार और सर्कुलेट कर लीजिए ब्रेथ को up the spine. Keep your belly very relaxed. Belly very relaxed. As you breathe out fully without taking any strain. A very relaxed out breath, a full out breath. Then just wait for a moment. Bring your attention to the tailbone and pull your in breath from the tailbone, pull it up the spine. I repeat, whatever you've done so far, leave that aside for a moment. Keep your belly very relaxed. allow your breath to exhale, to fully exhale. So you come to an empty system, not a forced empty, but a comfortable empty. So you can do it once again. Take a breath, leave the breath. When you've left your breath and it's all gone, comfortably empty, not forcing it, bring your attention to the tailbone and pull your in breath. Look at the word I'm using. I'm saying pull your in breath from the tailbone as if you're pulling it up the spine. See if you can do it. Try once, twice, thrice. This is your in breath. After you've taken a full in breath, stop again for a moment. Bring your attention to the tailbone. Allow the exhale also up the spine. See if it is happening. Shelly ji saying, I feel a little heaviness at the top of my head. So if it is an uncomfortable feeling, stop for a moment, try again after a little while. Sandhya ji, what is the reason for feeling of sleep while doing breathing and meditation? You are becoming more relaxed, and that is wonderful. Shweta ji, sir, I'm suffering from lung fibrosis and 50% of my lungs are damaged. I'm not able to take deep breaths more than three at a time. Okay. So, Shweta ji, you should practice the Shwaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, which also I teach. You'll find many videos on YouTube, or if you send me a message, I'll send you the link to the latest program about a month ago or so, month and a half ago. So you can do your practice 3 days videos. Start by doing day one first, then day two, and then day three. Please go slow. Watch the full video so that you get the best results. Watch the full video. Practice along with it. It will not cure your fibrosis, but in fibrosis, what happens is your lungs lose their flexibility, their elasticity. Is that right? Is that right, Shweta ji? So by doing these exercises, at least further damage can be stopped. Hopefully, a little bit of some reversal may happen. I don't promise that. I don't have any research to make any such promise, so I will not do that. However, somebody said once more. Once more for what, Saujanya ji? Once more for the Hanuman Master Breath? Saujanya ji?
Sorry,
Once more what?
sorry, sir. The same instructions. Could you repeat again, sir? For the in-breath to come up, something that you
Right, right,
mentioned.
right, right, right. So about the Hanuman Master Breath, the in-breath
Yes,
of the Hanuman Master Breath.
yes.
So allow a full exhale, a comfortable full exhale. That means you let all your breath leave you comfortably, not strained, not too much, not excess. Just a comfortable full exhale. When you come to that, take another breath now. But when you do it, allow that full exhale. When you've got a full exhale, bring your attention to the tailbone. Remember, the tailbone is at the end of the spine. It's like a small comma, like a small hook that turns inwards. Bring your attention there. Pull your in breath from the tailbone up along the spine, as if you're pulling your breath over there.
Why?
Om. Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
Boलिए
Why?
बोलिए.
Why is it contradicting? Like how, see, while
Mhm.
exhaling, I can focus my attention on the tailbone and exhale and move the energy upwards. But
Mhm.
while I'm inhaling, how do
Mhm.
I get it? How can I? It's reverse. It looks kind of reversed to me.
No,
I'm
no, no,
inhaling
no,
and then
no, 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 no. Now your mind is kicking in. Still your mind. Get away from the drama of the mind. Just listen to the instruction. Very simple instructions. You've emptied your breath. You need to take a full breath now. When you need to take a full breath, you simply bring your attention to the tailbone and you pull your in breath from the tailbone up along the spine. See, if it happens, it should happen very easily. There should be no problem. If the
Rajesh sir,
mind starts getting, if the mind starts getting overactive, then it's another matter. Gee, somebody said, somebody
Rajesh
said.
sir, Pankaj here.
Ji, Pankaj.
सर अभी आपने जो इनहेल बताया टेल बोन से ऊपर लेना है विच इज द डायरेक्शन वी मूव फ्रॉम द लोअर चक्रा टू द अपर चक्रा एक्सेल के टाइम कैसे करना है फिर उसको
आप आज पहली बार आए हो क्या?
हाँ सर मैं पहली बार आया
हाँ, वो पिछले वाले वीडियो में पूरा एक्सप्लेन किया था, वीडियो में और सेशन में। वो I'll share that so that because we go a little detail में, तो उसको आप देख लेना फिर से. Do you know where the videos are on YouTube? Do you have the YouTube link? Somebody shared the link. Rahul ji has
क्या
shared
मैं
the link.
सर मैंने पहले भी आपका YouTube वीडियो देखा हुआ है एक बार आपसे बात भी हुई है साल भर पहले क्या कहीं डाउट्स रह जाता है वो एक्सेल वाला ही मेरे को आई डोंट नो अगर आज कोई नए हैं एंड वुड यू माइंड
एक साल पहले का आप बात कर रहे हो तो आई डोंट नो अबाउट दैट बट एंड एक साल पहले ये वीडियोस थे भी नहीं दोज आर ऑन डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स एनीवे link has been shared by Rahul ji if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Take a look, copy the link, watch the video of session 2 that is on the first part of the Hanuman Master Breath which focuses more on your exhale.
Okay.
Yeah, so this session is mostly English. We use a little bit of Hindi sometimes, but this session is mostly English. Yeah. Any question? Anyone else? Yeah, it's been shared in the group as well. The YouTube link.
Sure, sir.
So
हाँ sir. So this can be done even while we are in office वगैरह या
of
फिर
course, yes, all the time. It can be done all the time, no problem. जहां भी हो, जब भी हो,
But वो
जितना बोलिए
सर बोलिए सर आप बोले
बोलिए
तो ये पूरा माने कॉन्शियसली हो जाता है ना ब्रेथ एंड काम करते टाइम माने ये बेली ब्रीदिंग या ये वाली ब्रीदिंग मैं भूल ही जाता हूँ एंड देन इट गोज नॉर्मल
So the more you bring your attention to it, which means every time, ठीक है भूल गए, but जब फिर याद आया, when you remember your breath, if your attention goes to your breath, allow belly breathing. करते, after some time, this will become like your default breath. This will become your normal breathing technique. When belly breathing becomes your normal breathing system, your default breath, it will bring you a lot of benefits. Among the most important ones, like somebody, Vrishali ji was sharing at the beginning of this session, when she said how her anxiety, stress levels had come down. And she'd been doing belly breathing for about barely like 8-10 days, if I recall correctly. But she's already seeing the benefit that anxiety, stress levels are coming down.
Very nice.
As your anxiety, stress levels come down, it will also help you with hypertension. About 20 years ago, if I remember correctly, I was going through certain situations in life, and I had developed hypertension as well. And my doctor had started me on medication for hypertension. Just a very basic or the first dose, but it had started. So I continued with that medication and it did whatever it did for some time. But after some time, as I began to belly breathe, as I became more and more of a belly breather, I began to notice that my stress levels were coming down. So normally the dosage for hypertension tends to increase. First with one pill, then it goes to 2 times a day, or the dosage increases and so on. That did not happen. The dosage did not increase. And it continued like that. And I was going into belly breathing instinctively. I felt, as if I felt Hanumanji was guiding me, but I didn't have, anyone, like a teacher or someone, helping me with the process and so on. So it was a very slow and very off on kind of a process. However, over time, I noticed that my stress levels, hypertension had come down. And then I just gave up on that medication. I just discontinued my hypertension medication, and I was fine. Stayed like that for a long time. So it does magical things, belly breathing. And like I explained in that first video, it brings you it gets your parasympathetic nervous system to kick in. So that is what becomes active. When the parasympathetic nervous system becomes active, healing begins in your body. Your body begins to get into a state of wellness, which is what we want.
सर कभी कभी क्या होता है ना सर, ये बेली ब्रीदिंग करते करते आई फील वेरी टायरिंग और बाप रे, मैंने कॉन्स्टेंटली कॉन्शियसली करना पड़ रहा है.
होता तो नहीं है टायरिंग, बट आपको टायरिंग लगता तो आप रोक दो.
हाँ मैंने क्या,
It's your
मैंने
breath, it's your life.
हाँ मुझे गाइडेंस चाहिए तो
No,
ये
it
ना
is
सर.
not tiring. It is not tiring on its own. It's tiring because your mind wants to pull your attention to something else. When your mind does not get to do what it wants, it tells you, I am tired. And that's the drama that happens. That's all.
ओके ठीक है सर.
Sandhya Nitinji says, both times tailbone is the starting point. G, that's right. For both inhale and exhale. You were right, Sandhya ji. Then we need to imagine breath going up. Vishalji, there is no imagination here. Your breath moves, your breath works its way through the system. So there is nothing to imagine. Just as certain practices you do, they impact you in certain ways. Similarly, when you bring your attention to your breath, it'll happen. It'll just happen. It's not an imagination. Practice will make it work on auto mode like car driving. Yes, practice definitely makes it better. That's right. That is from a gentleman called Vikas ji. Okay. Mrs. Shelley says, Guruji, can I chant mantra? Of course you can chant mantra. You should chant mantras. The more you combine your breathing with chanting, the better results you will get. A very good question. That is from Shelley ji, right? Shelley ji. Where are you, Shelley ji? Shelley ji, I think that's a beautiful question. Please talk to me.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, Jai Shri Krishna, Shelley ji. Yeah, very good. Chanting and breath, very powerful combination. However, your breath needs to be slow, rhythmic. So, for example, when you're doing the Hanuman Master Breath, take a full deep breath. As you exhale, do your oh. Or any other chant that you do. The mantras, which are basically syllables of different sorts, they all have an impact on the different parts of the body, on the chakras and so on. I don't know if you've gone deeper into chakra meditation, etc. But each chakra has certain, sounds that are connected with that particular chakra. And you can do those different, make those sounds, beej sounds, etc., to activate the chakras a little more. What happens when you activate the chakras? Trouble happens when you activate your chakras. In Adhyatma, whatever you do connected with Adhyatma, first it brings you pain. It brings you pain because we are used to evaluating our lives materially, physically, and from the superficial aspects. So some pain comes there or seems to come there because Adhyatma is about connecting you with your higher self. Everything that we do normally in life connects us to our lower self, to our ahankar, to our ego. The lower chakras are the domain of the ego, more of a domain of the ego. The higher chakras are more of a domain of the higher self. More, not totally, but more. So as you move your energy higher, as you begin to activate the higher chakras, your higher consciousness also begins to get activated. So this is what happens as your chakras, especially the lower chakras, as they begin to get activated, lot of buried stuff. And most of this buried stuff that is there, or that is lying over there, is connected with emotions. What are emotions? Emotions are largely lot of energy and memory. That is what emotions are. energy, and memory about certain incidents that may have happened in your life and sometimes in the life of your ancestors. Even that, that subconscious level, it stays there.
What did you say? Emotion and
Emotions are a combination of memory and energy.
memory. Okay.
Memory and energy. So emotions, so when these are triggered, we use the term triggered because suddenly these old memories come up. When these old memories come up and they are associated with something unpleasant, not nice, etc., we don't like it. We want to run away from it. So we react out of negative feelings or whatever those that energy is. But this negative energy, which is largely located in these lower chakras, we have to release most of it. We have to release most of it. Think of all this energy like a ship with an anchor or with anchors. So if your life is like a ship, all these memories are like anchors that are holding you back from moving ahead. Only when you are able to clear or lift the anchor, that your ship is ready to move ahead. Okay, I'll just mute everybody. Somebody's breath was disturbing Vishalji. Okay. So when you wish to speak, you'll have to unmute yourself. Right. Are you clear about this? When you when the emotions, the connected with the lower chakras, etc., if they are active, it means they are holding you back. It's only when they stop affecting you, stop impacting you. So one part of your spiritual life is noticing what things hurt you, upset you, triggered you, angered you, created guilt, all these negative emotions. When they stop affecting you, you know that it's been cleared. Now you are ready to move ahead. You have lifted anchor, so to speak. I hope you're clear. This is why the Hanuman Master Breath is so powerful. It makes your energy move up along the spine through the chakras. As it moves up these chakras, a lot of this buried stuff comes up. When this buried stuff comes up, some people get scared, some people get upset, some people will blame the breath work. All this drama will happen. What do the wise ones do? They observe. They will observe the pain, they will observe the feelings that are coming. Remember, whenever we are in pain, we tend to blame. We become victims and we blame others. We say, uske karan ye hua, uske karan hua. And sometimes we blame ourselves also, but we blame. If you want to cleanse this, clear this, get it out of the way. You have to overcome the habit of blaming anyone or anything. It's something that happened in the past. It's a part of your experience. It's a part of your journey. Okay, it's happened. Forget about the blame. Learn the important lesson that you need to learn from that. What are some of the important lessons? It's possible that, see, tell me one thing. Is there anybody in life who has not been hurt? Is there anyone in life who does not have painful memories associated with anyone who's close to you? Anyone who you have interacted with? Whoever you have interacted with in life, whoever it is, you have given them pain, you have taken pain from them. You have also given them joy, you have also taken joy from them. But what do? We take the joy, the pleasantness for granted. That is mine. But we discard, or uh, we don't want to take the pain. So we blame others. We will not blame ourselves usually, but even that is not required. We only need to learn our lessons and move on. I'm sorry if I went a little too long on that question, but I thought it would help. So Preeta ji is asking, any reason for the tongue on the upper palate? आप करके देखिए, see the difference, and you tell me why. Preeta ji, try it without the tongue on the upper palate and try it with it and see the difference. After you've seen it, after you've noticed something, if you still want an answer, I'll give you an answer. But first, try it yourself.
Sir, just one clarification that I
Ji,
need.
ji,
So,
ji.
about the first one that we did, Hanuman breathing, it was like inhalation and then taking the, awareness up towards the spine, moving the awareness and the breath towards the spine. Now, when you say
Up the spine, not towards,
yes,
up the spine.
up the spine, yes,
Ji,
that's what I meant. The second thing that when you're explaining now, the inhale part, right? So again, it is inhalation, this one, the
up the spine.
again up the spine. So in that, sir, is it it just happens that slightly your abdominal muscles are a little tight and then you inhale? I mean, that's what is happening right now to me. That's why I want to clarify. Do we have to keep the belly? It's unconsciously happening. I don't know why, but when I'm taking the inhalation, okay, so slight constriction of my abdominal muscle is happening when I'm inhaling, and the awareness is towards up towards
Okay.
the spine. So
So
is that okay, or
observe yourself. I think there is probably some level of stress somewhere, and maybe that is why it is acting out. So just relax, take a few easy breaths without trying to channel the breath anywhere. Be with your breath for a while, just in out, in out, in out breath. Release the belly as you did in the belly breathing technique. Relax it a little more, and then bring your attention to the tailbone as you breathe up the spine. I think it'll be easier. Somebody was asking, okay, doing Nabho Mudra. Nabho Mudra, I don't know what Nabho Mudra is. Or then Khechri Mudra, okay, directs the breath upwards and towards the nasal activities more effectively. That is by Paridya or Paridnya Puri. Okay, I think she wanted to answer what somebody had asked earlier. Okay. iPhone wants me to show the Hanuman Master Breath one more time. Okay. So what we did in the first session, I'm not referring to that now because you have the whole video. You can watch it and understand it. In the second video, we have brought our attention for Hanuman Master Breath to the in breath. So what do? First, we exhale fully. A comfortable, full exhale. Now the system is empty of breath. When we need to take a fresh breath, we bring our attention to the tailbone and we pull the in breath from the tailbone up along the spine. So I'll tell you how this discovery, if I can call it that, happened to me. I think of it as a gift from Hanumanji. I had a situation where I was suffering from fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia we discussed in the last session also. Very painful condition. I had this thing in the left shoulder back. Very painful. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Toss, turn, right, left, and so on. So, being in that state, I prayed to Hanumanji, Hanumanji, your bhakt is in so much trouble. Please show something. Because I had an implicit faith in breath that it could heal all kinds of funny situations, ailments, conditions, and so on. So I prayed to Hanumanji internally, he do something for this, for this devotee of yours. He did nothing. He did nothing. But 2 nights later, out of the blue, I automatically pulled this breath. I don't know what happened. I just got an in breath that pulled up the spine. The moment, and I was a breath watcher. So the moment this happened, I said, there's some difference in my pain. There is some paisa bhar ka difference, little change in the intensity of pain that was, experienced. So I did a little more of that and a little more of that, and I said, yeah, there is some difference. And then I continued as I did my morning exercises and so on. I wrote about this while this was going on. This happened a few years ago, and I would write about it on my Facebook and social media posts that this is what is happening and this is what I'm noticing. If anybody goes and looks in my Facebook, the old pieces, they might be able to find. I even made a group at that point of time, breath relief for fibromyalgia. And this is what happened. And the pain started showing signs of some reduction, some relief, and so on. It didn't go away in a day, it didn't go away in 10 days or whatever. It took a fair amount of time. But there was a constant reduction, constant reduction. To me, once I get an insight about a certain breath, a certain technique, I tend to follow it quite a lot, sometimes even all day long. That is how I get clarity. Otherwise, one could be doing so many different things. How do you get clarity? So when I get this insight, I do a lot of that. And then as I begin to notice, iska kuch impact ho raha hai, then an idea begins to form in my head. A certain clarity begins to take place. And then I begin to share, I write about it, and then I start sharing, sometimes in small groups and sometimes in other ways. Some people also benefit if they are as dedicated to their breath or as deeply connected to their breath as I am. They'll probably see results coming. But not everybody is like that. And unfortunately, not everybody gives enough feedback. So there are people who get, benefits in different ways, but either they have not seen enough or they are not very clear in their minds how the breath may have impacted them. So they think some medicine may have helped them or something else that they are doing may have helped them. Whereas the breath may have played an important part, if not a major part, in some of that healing. But I do that, and I observe what is happening, and when I start seeing good results, then I start sharing, and hopefully, it brings good results. For example, in the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya, which is a technique to cleanse the lungs and the nadis, wonderful results have come to many different people, and so on. Right. Oh, Leena Mukhopadhyay ji, I think she is the mentor that somebody spoke about. Is that right? Leena Mukhopadhyay ji? Are you the mentor that Vishali ji spoke about? Vishali ji, is that your mentor, Leena Mukhopadhyay ji?
Yes.
Okay. So good to see you.
Yes.
Can I talk to her for a moment because she has inspired you to come here and benefit from
Uh,
this? So, Leena ji,
ma'am
can I?
must be, ma'am must be traveling now.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
She might be on the airport or somewhere
okay, okay.
from where she cannot speak,
Speak. Okay,
from video.
okay, okay, okay.
Namaste, Rajesh ji. This is
Namaste,
Leena.
Leena ji. Ji. So
Thank you for
Vishal
bringing
ji,
me in.
no, no, no. I had to because Vishali ji had mentioned you and she spoke about how you had inspired her to take this to join this session and so on. Ji, Leena
Right,
ji,
right.
thank you so much. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for inspiring us, to live a
It's
better
nothing.
life.
I'm only doing what Hanuman ji gives to me, so I'm sharing some of that.
Yeah, and I was inspired by my teacher who is also here, Geeta ji.
Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. Teacher and teacher. Wow. Amazing.
She is my
Uh,
yoga guru.
so Geeta
So,
Rane ji, is that right?
हाँ,
Geeta
हाँ,
Rane ji?
हाँ, हाँ
Oh
जी, हाँ जी, हाँ
wow.
जी, हाँ जी.
Amazing, amazing. My pranams, my humble pranams to all of you. Very nice.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ji. Right. Any questions so far about whatever we have covered? Today's session, I may not be able to show you how to use this breath to heal yourself. We will do one more session next Sunday. It may be the last session of this little segment so that you learn how to use the Hanuman Master Breath. But unless you practice it, there's no point me teaching it or talking about it. You must practice whatever you have learned so far. You must practice the belly breathing. You must practice the Hanuman Master Breath level 1 and level 2 both. Let it become more and more and more a part of your life, of your breath. Then, you remember, I think I gave this example in the last session. A swordsman, somebody who uses a sword. If he has a sword, it's of no use to him. He could end up hurting himself, damaging himself or some loved ones or whatever. The sword can be of use to him only when he has learned how to use it. To learn how to use it, he has to practice with it for a reasonable length of time. If he wants to gain expertise in it, he needs to have used it quite intensively. Hanuman Master Breath is like a is like a multi-specialty hospital right inside you. Hanuman Master Breath itself can help you heal so many different ailments. So many different ailments. You'll be surprised. But practice aap karoge tabhi, only then it will become available to you in that way. So if any situation arises, I don't know if I shared this with you. I think I did. That I had a tooth issue some time ago, about a year ago now, and it became bad. It just wasn't going. I even actually got a swelling in my lower jaw. It was like a tumor. Just at that time, a friend's wife had gone through something similar, and she was diagnosed with jaw cancer, and her jaw was removed, and she underwent all the treatment, very expensive treatment, but she could afford it, so she went through it. But unfortunately, she didn't. I mean, she's not here to share the story or be with us anymore, because it started spreading once again, even after the operation. But anyway, so I was going through this and I said, God help me. If I get something like this, I'm in trouble, because I don't have the kind of resources she had to go through that expensive treatment. And then I would be a weight on my family, which I didn't want to become. So I said, what do I do? Hanuman Master Breath, which had helped me heal from so many different conditions, which had helped heal so many different conditions. I started using the Hanuman Master Breath, as I will show you in the next session. And believe me, in 5 days it was gone. I would show my wife, see, today it feels a little less. See, today it feels a little lesser still. In 5 days it was gone. Now, obviously, I didn't have cancer, so I can't say it healed cancer, but it healed a tumor. Whether it was a benign tumor, non-benign tumor, that's another matter. That's for the experts. I don't have the wherewithal to to do these tests or do the research and share research findings, etc. But the point is, it helped clear what was there for long, long time within a few days. Similarly, with piles, fibromyalgia, sciatica, pressure, so many different conditions. COPD, of course, was more because of the Shwaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Swati Agarwal ji is asking, do you take regular classes in the morning? Swati ji, I see whatever I share, whatever I teach is like a program, different kinds of programs for different kinds of outcomes. So depending on what kind of outcome you are looking for, you can ask, I'll share what program would be beneficial to you for that. But some of these basic techniques like belly breathing, I've made many videos, I've also shared Hanuman Master Breath videos on my Facebook. But this is the first time I've done an online program and posted the video online so that many people can take advantage, learn from it, use it, and gain from it. So there are many different techniques that I share, different programs. For example, there is an ED reversal program, which is more for men. ED is connected with their sexual health. Men lose their ability to get erections and so on. Women have something similar. It's FSAD, female sexual arousal dysfunction. Now, it's not just about sex, it's about the energy. If this energy is available in you, if this energy is available to you, it will give you certain, results. So when the energy is available, if your Kundalini energy is available, if it's strong, there's no reason why you shouldn't get arousals. Arousals are not a bad thing. Arousals are a beautiful thing. Arousals are a sign that energy is available inside your system, and it's activating your first chakra after the Muladhara, the Swadhisthana. It's activating it, so your body is responding to it as a sign of arousal. If you leak this energy, it's your choice. But if you conserve this energy, if you hold this energy, and if you channel this energy higher, it will show itself in other ways. For example, in the Manipura, you will become very active with your energy to do something for society in a in a positive way and so on. Similarly, if you raise it higher, comes to your anahata, you will have compassion for all different people, different creatures, different living things, and so on. So this is the what we were discussing earlier. If your energy rises, it will activate higher levels of consciousness. As your consciousness goes to higher levels or higher levels of consciousness are activated, your impact on life or your contribution to life will become much, much more uh, meaningful. Let me put it this way. It doesn't matter whether you are touching 10 lives or 100 lives or 1,000 lives or a million lives, but you are touching more lives because your consciousness is rising. You may create something, you may express something in some ways, art, poetry, all of these, they're all expressions of higher energy or higher consciousness. But if it is not used in a positive way, that same energy can start dipping again. And then it can result in, limited results for oneself and for society. So this is the game of energy, Shiva and Shakti. If you are conscious about it, and if you're aware, if you're focused that I, as a human being, there is no bigger goal for me than to raise my consciousness, then you will begin to conserve your energy in all different forms, and you will try to channel it higher and higher and higher. As you channel your energy higher and higher and higher, your impact on people around you, on yourself, on your family, society, will definitely begin to show a big change. So I'm sorry, Swatiji, if I digressed a little. So I do different morning sessions depending on what needs to be done. I do, for example, sometimes the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya to help people cleanse their lungs, etc. But now, in fact, recently I've been talking about how to Tridosha balancing, how to do Tridosha balancing or reduce the formation of kapha, phlegm, reduce the formation of phlegm in your body just with breath work. But it's a longish program. So instead of doing a separate program for that, I thought I would combine it with the Swatantra Kriya program because it's a very good combination. Swatantra Kriya works on your Pranamay Kosh, energy body. And I think the Swatantra Kriya activates your Pranamay Kosh in ways that few other things probably are able to do. At least not in my understanding. Maybe there are, I don't know. And then when you do the Tridosha balancing or kapha, what does kapha do? Kapha, in a sense, inhibits the absorption and flow of energy in your body, just as the other doshas, Vata, Pitta, they will also interfere with the movement of energy in your body. So if you are able to balance the different doshas, but since I have had kapha, therefore I am able to talk about kapha dosh, how to overcome kapha dosh much better. If I had pitta dosh and if I was able to get some results there, I would probably be focused on pitta. But since my problem is more of kapha, therefore I focus on that. Yes, Swati ji, I am interested in doing breathwork daily in your guidance. How can I join? Okay, so what I'll do is, are you are you in that group, Breathwork with Rajyogi? If you are, maybe we can discuss it over there and then take it ahead from there. Geeta ji says, very well said, Guruji. Thank you, Geeta ji, for your kind words. Yeah, so daily breath work. Maybe we can put together something like that if more people are interested. Even if it's not daily, at least twice a week or something, we can start. Or if you like, if you join the Swatantra Kriya, and if kapha dosh is your problem, I think you'll get superb results. But I'm sorry, it's a very expensive program. So in my saying join the Swatantra Kriya, there is a lot of selfish interest there, I guess. But I think that too is a part of life. That too is necessary in life. So I can't do all my programs for free and so on. So anyway, dekh lena aap, Swati ji, we can discuss this. send me a message later and then we can take it ahead. Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions so far on belly breathing, Hanuman Master Breath basic technique, and whatever we've learned today? Anyone? Any questions?
Sir, so basically, while inhaling and while exhaling, in both the terms, in both the scenarios, we have to
Up the
take
breath,
our breath from
up the spine,
the
up the
up the
spine.
spine.
So,
So
like I
I am feeling
explained, I think.
little,
Go
I am
on, go on.
feeling little mental blockage while inhaling and taking the energy from up the spine.
So, mental blockage in what way? What do you mean by mental blockage?
Means while I'm exhaling, so it was very easy for me to take the
Hmm.
energy from up the spine, from the toe.
Hmm.
But while
Hmm.
inhaling, I am feeling a little unconscious, and I have to give a pressure.
No, no, no. Please don't put any pressure. You must do it in a very simple and very easy way. Exhale fully when your breath has left you and you are without breath. You need to take a new breath. Bring your attention to the tailbone. Keep your stomach very relaxed. Gently pull up the spine. Very gently pull up the spine. Continue doing it. Continue doing it. Over time, you will find it's becoming easier, smoother. If you combine some of these techniques, for example, with the Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya, if you have Kapha dosh, if your breathing is not so good, if you're able to cleanse the system, you'll get better results. Much, much better results. Far, far better results. So, okay, if anybody wants to join the group, I'll just send you my number, my WhatsApp number, and you can all ask to join that group. 70030925539. That's the number which I use for all these programs and so on. So if you have any message to send, or if you want to join the Breathwork with Rajyogi group, I've shared it in numerous places, but if you send me a message, I'll send you all that information again. Please demonstrate. Somebody said, what are the charges of your program for daily breath work, as I have no physical issue at present? Yeah. So I at the moment I'm not offering a daily breathwork program, like I said earlier, but there is a Swatantra Kriya program which is focused on your pranamaya kosh, something that very few people seem to focus on. So if you want to do that, it's a 1 lakh rupee program. I said it last time also, but whatever is shared, whatever is taught one day, you practice that for the next few days, then add a little something more to it, then you practice with that, then add a little more to it, and then you practice with that, and so on. That is how we function. So those are the charges as far as the Swatantra Kriya. The Swatantra Kriya will also include Tridosha balancing for Kapha. Raghav Patilji, I think you wanted me to add your number, but I've shared my number. So you can add that because it's difficult for me to add just now since I'm talking here. Yeah, anyone else? Any other question? Anything to say?
Yes, I want to say something.
Ji, Shama ji.
ये अब मैं जो कर रही हूँ तो क्या होता है कि मे बी द रीजन इज अवेयरनेस. कभी तो बड़ा इजीली फ्लो हो रहा है, अब भी जा रहा है नीचे से दो, या टेंशन थोड़ा इधर उधर हो जाता है. तो कोई टाइम में आई फेल्ट कि पहले मुश्किल था, अब इजीली जा रहा है, ऊपर भी जा रहा है और एक्सहेलिंग भी जा रहा है. बट जस्ट नाउ आई एम स्टार्टेड फीलिंग समथिंग हियर, सम मूवमेंट, हल्का सा मूवमेंट.
Okay. So sometimes you get this sense of, like a vibration or something in a different chakra
समथिंग
level.
मूविंग, हल्का सा, बहुत हल्का.
Halka sa movement. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. Energy is moving. Energy is moving. Take it as a good sign. If you ever feel anything is not pleasant, if you ever feel something is not nice, stop it for a while. Don't stop it totally. Stop it for a while. Start doing it again later. But don't drop the practice totally. Hmm. Anil Shamaji, I hope that answers your question. Anil Arora ji, you have your hand raised.
हाँ जी, नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार जी, बताएं.
हाँ, एक अजीब सी प्रॉब्लम है. मैं एक बायो स्टूडेंट हूँ.
क्या स्टूडेंट है?
बायोलॉजी के.
जी
मतलब कि
जी
शुरू से बायोलॉजी की या साइंस के स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ। जब भी
जी
हम सांस लेते हैं तो
हाँ
दिमाग में यही आता है कि मैं जो सांस ले रहा हूँ मेरे लंग्स में जा रही है।
हाँ, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। ये प्रश्न
तो
हमने पहले पहले सेशन में इसको डील किया था, इन द बेली ब्रीदिंग सेशन, बिकॉज Western knowledge shows you that your breath brings in oxygen, which goes to the lungs, where it is
भाई
exchanged
पढ़ा
for
भी यही है।
carbon. एक second, which where it is exchanged for carbon dioxide, and that is their understanding, and that works. I have no questions about that. In the Eastern understanding, the breath doesn't bring oxygen only; it brings pran shakti. In China, they use the term chi, or in Japan, they use the word ki. These are forms of life force, energy. Now, आपका जो भी सोच है, ठीक है, मैं माना, fair enough. But when you are doing your breath work, if you're relaxed, and if you can feel that your breath is going to your belly button, or if you can feel your breath is going to your Muladhara chakra, how can you deny it? It is a part of your experience.
तो
It may
ये
not be part of your direct experience, but it is certainly part of many people's direct experience. So if you have a problem accepting it, fine, deal with it. It's your problem. People will share whatever they have in whatever way they can, whether you wish to accept it, not accept it, or reject it, totally your choice.
तो ये अगर इसको
आपकी आपकी जो
प्रैक्टिस से नहीं
नॉलेज,
आएगा।
एक सेकंड, आपकी जो भी टीचिंग, माने आपकी जो भी लर्निंग है, आपकी जो भी नॉलेज है, इफ योर नॉलेज इज स्टॉपिंग यू फ्रॉम सीइंग व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू शो, दैट्स ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम। कोई कोई परेशानी नहीं है, आपको जो आता है वो करो, कोई परेशानी नहीं है।
नहीं, मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ इससे
जी,
ओवरकम कैसे किया जाए, इसका कोई प्रोसेस
नो,
है?
इसका
सिर्फ
इसका
प्रैक्टिस?
प्रोसेस इसका प्रोसेस सिर्फ इतना है कि आपका माइंड यदि आपका ब्लॉक कर रहा है, तो आपको ही आपके अपने माइंड को कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा। ये तो माइंड का ही तो ब्लॉकेज हुआ ना। But if your experience is showing you that no, my breath is going to my belly button, my breath is going to my Muladhara, if you still cannot convince your mind, how can I convince you? है ना अनिल जी? Right. Okay. Anyone else? जी. Anybody else? Any other question? Okay. Raghav Patil ji, how does this practice help to overcome thyroid issues? See, thyroid issues are connected with your throat chakra, Vishuddhi. So there are different techniques that are shown in yoga, etc., that help you with this. And one of them is called the Ujjayi Pranayam. Do an online search, and यहाँ पे there is a lady by the name of Shubhra. No, Shubhra, I think Shubhra something. I think she's not here anymore. But ये प्रश्न एक बार पहले भी आया था, and I think she might be able to help you a little more. But you can always do an online search. You'll find enough information about Ujjayi Pranayam. Do the Ujjayi Pranayam. It's basically constriction of your throat and pulling your breath through your nose. You get a bit of a sound like when you do the Ujjayi Pranayam. As you do this, as you continue to do this, it helps both with hyperthyroid and hypothyroid, both, so any imbalances in your thyroid, it helps with that. Also, other kinds of breath work, Anulom Vilom is a very powerful technique. Most pranayams help, but for thyroid, this is a little more specific. It helps in allergy and asthma also. Okay. Thank you so much, Guruji, for connecting. Okay, Shailaji. Yeah, okay, right. Anybody else? Anything else? Shall we end for today? So, request to all of you, please practice your belly breathing and whatever you have learned of the Hanuman Master Breath. If you want to take advantage of the next session, where I'll try to explain how to use this to heal different conditions. First-hand experience से बता रहा हूँ. It has helped me with many different conditions. I've already mentioned that. And based on that, I'm telling you, it's not based on some hearsay. It's not based on something I've read somewhere. It's based on direct first-hand experience, and which has also been replicated in some other people's experiences and so on. Hanuman breath helps with allergy and asthma. It helps with that. But the Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya, which I've been sharing or teaching through S. Vyasa for quite some time, even that is very useful. So you can try that as well. The Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya. Insomnia. Okay. I iPhone G. Please ask me this question about insomnia, or how to breathe to overcome insomnia so that you get to sleep faster. Ask me this question in my next session. I'll explain a little more to you. I'll explain this to you. But please remember to ask. I may not remember. Right. Anybody else? Any other question? Shall we end for today? Thank you. Once again, please do your practices. All that we have learned, go through the videos again. Today's video I'll be uploading in a little while, as long as it takes to get the thing done, and then you can watch it as well. And do your practices. The easier it becomes, the more smoother the practice becomes, the more readily it will be available to you to heal yourself of many different conditions. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening, and I will see you on Sunday next. Any questions, any doubts, anything, you can always ask in that Breathwork with Rajyogi group, and I will try to answer you as soon as I can. Okay. Have I missed anything? Thank you, Guruji. Thanks a lot. With Hanuman breath, I am something getting very aware of my breathing. Sandhya ji, very good. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. See you next Sunday.